All right, here we go, part 4. So, now that you have read the question to your in-class essay, actually, let's start at the beginning. Now that you have relaxed completely, you've come in, you've had your full night's rest, you've done some breathing exercises, you come in feeling confident, relaxed, you're not stressed, you know where the clock is, you have a watch, you have an idea of how you want to budget your time. Okay, you've read through the question prompt, you've read it again, now you know what the question is being asked. Okay, now here we get to the bones of what it is, or how it is you're going to start organizing your writing. Okay, the whole pre-writing idea. This is going to be review for some of you, okay, but nevertheless, good things to keep in mind. Pre-writing techniques. You should pre-write to organize your thoughts before you begin writing. Okay, there are several ways with which to pre-write. We will be going over the method known as clustering, but feel free to research online some other strategies, or please ask me if you have any questions on, let me go back. Ask me if you have any questions on other ways to pre-write. This is just, when we say pre-writing, what we really mean in educational teacher fancy speak is brainstorming. Okay, you're brainstorming ideas, you're organizing your writings. All right, the whole notion of clustering you're all pretty familiar with. It's clustering or mind mapping, all the same thing. But to cluster, right, you begin by writing the prompt or a summary of the prompt in a circle in the center of your page. Then you draw out more concepts in circles and connect them to the center circle. Okay, you just continue drawing out new ideas and connecting them to existing circles. So I'll show you a quick example here. Okay, let's say that the essay was about an early experience that I had with language. Okay, I knew that I was going to be asked to analyze an early experience that I had with language. Okay, I had to take a Spanish class like you all are doing now with Senor Hernandez. I remember that. And obviously English. Right? It doesn't strike you at first as perhaps an early experience with language, but learning how to speak English. Okay, something that we all had to learn how to do. Okay, I think that I learned English by watching a bunch of speeches or hearing my mother and father yell at me and tell me not to do things. All right, in Spanish, obviously, there was a class. Okay, so you can see I'm starting to now maybe make some distinctions between these two, maybe comparing and contrast these two. Okay, English, we also had a class in English where my English skills were refined and mastered. Okay, I could think of my old 5th grade English teacher, Mr. Lincoln, who I remember walked me through the process of reading an English book out loud. Okay, he had put me in what was known then as the GATE program in Hawaii. It was a gifted and talented reader program. It's just something I remember. I remember gifted, and I remember gifted being the name of a book we read. And okay, so I know that I'm going to write about that. At the time, I had to then move schools, and I had to switch schools. So how did that tie into everything? How did that change perhaps my early experience with language? Mr. Lincoln had us write a ton of essays, and that's how I mastered the idea of writing for thought. And I remember this essay I wrote called Adam the Apple, and this came to mind. Okay, so you can see how I've now contrasted and compared some of my early experiences with language and just really had a brainstorming session about what it is I perhaps may write about. Okay, so this is just an example of a pre-writing technique that I have used in the past to varying degrees of success. So something you can steal and put in your tool belts. All right, we're going to stop video 4 here and finish up with video 5.